Well, still Ticket to Black. For whatever reason, the film cut off at valid cause. Right. Back on valid cause. Violation of a legal right. Right. Now, for any claimant in a court claim to have valid cause, they require three elements. Element number one, violation of a legal right. This is where the Bacon Boys in Black are going to turn around and say that you violated some legal legislative regulation to do with coconut virus. That's a violation of a legal right. So they've created some numbers and say, according to the coconut virus, anti-coconut virus section 1.2345, everyone in the world should wash their ass and stay at home. And now, because you haven't washed your ass and stayed at home, and you're wandering the street, guess what? We're gonna claim that you've committed a crime, and guess what? We're gonna charge you for some money. Okay, that's the game. Number two, corpus delicti. Number three, redressability. So, number one, they can claim that your response is this: Dear Mr. Bacon Boy in Black, or Dear Mr. Hitler Youth, or Dear Mr. Gestapo, okay? Could you please prove that section 123456 of the Coconut Virus Act applies on a living man? You asshole. Oh, you don't say that though, just the other part. The asshole part you say in your brain, you don't say it out loud. Otherwise, yeah, we know what goes on. So, dear Mr. Gestapo, okay, for you to have valid cause, you'll have to prove that your corporate statute, i.e. section 123456 of the Coconut Virus Act, applies on a living man. Just like me. Okay? Number one. Number two, injured party. There needs to be an injured party if the cause is valid. So the injury could be physical. If you attack someone, they can sue you. They have valid cause to do that. Okay? Or it could be a financial. As long as you've incurred or sustained loss, injury, or damage, you have a valid cause. Number three, redressability of the court. Okay? Now, when they charge you with these crimes, when they charge you with a crime, okay, because they have no valid cause, they're going to take it to a fake court. Because the real court is going to kick them out. So they're going to take it to magician's court. They're going to try you at a magician's court. A magician's court is a venue that they use for security transactions. That's what it is. Okay? They're trading securities in a magician's court and a county court. These are administrative venues. They're not judicial. There's not a single judge in a magician's court. All right? That's a color of law right there. They're coloring law, pretending that they're acting according to the law, but they're not. Right? Security interest transactions. That's all that's going on in a magician's court. Right? And they're charging the Roman ledger or the Roman account with your supposed name on it in all capitals. All right? So that's the only thing you need to deal with in your life. Nothing else. So number one, charge. You understand what a charge is? 4 elements. Number two, crime. 3 elements. Valid cause. 3 elements as well. And that's all there is to it. The entire game. This is where it is. Mm-hmm. We won't even get into language once we get into. I mean, these guys they lose on every front. You see, because the language is fictitious as well. So you could argue the language is fictitious. You don't understand it. You don't see no evil. You don't speak it. You don't hear it. What is evil? Evil is legalese. The language of Rome belongs to Rome, right? That's evil. It's the opposite of live, antithesis of live. Mm-hmm. So anything evil is, you don't get involved in that bullshit. All right? So I think that's straightforward, easy peasy. before you charge me, before your cause is valid, there has to be a violation of a legal right. They can claim that, but you can discount that. All their legislation, all their rules and regulations, all their codices, statutes apply on corporate fictions only. Only. That's why it's legal. All right? Legal requires your consent. That is why Boris Yeltsin asks you to comply. You don't have to. It's a request. I can choose not to comply, or I can choose to comply. In this instance, because we've done our research, we know who owns the patents for the fake coconut virus. We know who's applied and has been granted the patent for the vaccine. All right? So we're not playing with you, you dickheads. So don't bring your invalid causes over some coconut virus because you're too busy driving a van and fucking around with people's lives. You don't take time enough to study what the law is, because we do. We study this shit every fucking day. So you run circles around you with this shit, bacon boy. Okay? If you didn't have your weapons of destruction and your weapons of death, it'll be a different story. Or if we had similar weapons as you do, it'll be a different story. So what's up? We're bringing it now. It's 2020. We're bringing it to you, right to your door. We're going to light this fire on your ass, and we're going to ask you to stop violating the people's rights and get back in the van and fuck off. No more bullshit, man. There's nobody here listening to Boris Yeltsin and his lawyer friends. There's nobody here listening to WHO, World Health Criminal Organization, and Bill Gates and Fauci. And nobody here listening to that bullshit. We're just waiting for you to try and come up here with the vaccines and see what's going to happen. All right? So you try and bring your vaccines and try and vaccinate healthy people or their children and to put illnesses in their body and see what happens. If things are a joke, you're going to see what's going to happen to you. If you're ready to go, we're ready to go. So that's what's up. So don't be deceived, people. Charge. They can only charge a corporate fiction. They cannot charge a living man. And before that corporate fiction is charged, it has to have the 4 requisite cocksucking elements. Number 2, a crime. You cannot charge somebody with a criminal act if it doesn't have mens rea or actus reus or even a corpus delicti. How can you charge somebody with a crime if there's no injured party? There's nobody making the complaint. Who's making the complaint? Because for a crime to occur, a complaint has to be made. Somebody has to say, write down a statement that says somebody has violated their rights somehow and injured them. That's the corpus delicti. When you're walking down the street or driving in your car and the bacon boys come over and try to charge you with a crime, they have no corpus delicti. There's no complaint. Nobody said anything. They just decide, oh, he looks like somebody who can be harassed. Let's go and harass him so we can charge him to make a profit. Okay? So the rest of the stuff is to do with, discovery as well. So, I mean, this stuff is just beyond a joke now. So there's something that they call discovery or disclosure. And the Crown Proceedings Act is an act. Okay, so this is theater. It's not real, it's fiction. Anything is an act, is a fiction. So in the legal fiction world, there's something called Crown Proceedings Act, you see, which removed immunity in respect of giving disclosure. So that's why you can ask these fuckers these questions. So ask them, you see, as per the Crown Proceedings Act, okay, can you disclose whether or not there's an injured party in your case? You're trying to charge me with a crime. Can you do that? No. They can't do shit. Okay? So if you want to see some case law, you can freeze the film. There's some case law there that you can use. But Crown Proceedings Act is what you can use to gain discovery. For instance, use that act to ask them, under what law, by what authority are you operating? arresting people for crimes when there's no mens rea, there's no actus reus, there's no corpus delicti, and then you're charging them money for being outside or for meeting up with their family and friends. Are you stupid? Is this George Orwell? Is it 84? Maybe not. It's not going to happen. Okay? So Boris Yeltsin, WHO, what's his name? The fucking idiot. What's his name? There's a guy who's supposed to be a computer whiz. And he's taking over the world talking about he's going to inject people's children with some vaccines. Bill Gates. Okay? There's some nerd, some computer nerd who's taking over the world. And he's running the world talking about wow. Okay, we'll see. In any case, we're going to give these boys a pretty good fight because we've been psyched up for this for many years and we're ready for them. They think everybody is sleeping. Not everyone is sleeping. We've been awake for a long, long time. And we've been waiting for this moment for them to try something. And then once they try, they're going to see a different side of us. All right? They're going to see this different side of the sleeping lion. You try and bring your fucking vaccines and see what happens to you. So there you go. Easy. Charge, crime, valid cause. All right? Anybody who needs more of this information, you know where we are. We have all this stuff on paper. We've had it for years. This goes back, a Talk in Nottingham, 2017, right? Pillion Principles. This is three years ago, I think. We're 2020 now, so 3 fake years. We're not in 2020 anyway. But this stuff, we've been banging about it for a long, long time. So people need to start using it. So you need to know what a crime is before they stop you for a crime. You need to know what a charge is before they charge you. And if they decide to take you to court, the only thing you're asking for is whether the claim is valid or invalid. As long as the claim is invalid, it has to be voided. They have to discharge it. As long as there is no crime, they cannot arrest you. And number 3, if they have no 4 elements, they cannot charge you. So you go back home and you sue them for unlawful detention or wrongful detention. Okay, so take it to Black on your monkey ass. I hope that's helpful for the ladies and gentlemen. For all the monkey people out there with shit caked all over their ass, go wash your ass, man. Okay? Don't talk to me. Go wash your filthy ass, man. Okay? And wash your brain too. And wake up. Take it to Black on your monkey ass. Okay? We're going to run these motherfuckers out of town. Fuck the coconut virus. Fuck Boris Yeltsin. Fuck WHO. And everybody else who's in that. Okay? You don't like it, you get in your knees and you know what to do. Suck on it. Take it to Black on your monkey ass. Yeah.